This live stream is presented to you by MaxspeedTV. All live streaming content that is presented in this telecast is owned by MaxspeedTV, Rudy Cummings, and the entire crew of MSTV. This may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, and retelevised without written consent. Please enjoy today's broadcast.
Don't count out Casey Drake in that 87. He's right.
One more lap to go here at Indy. He ran him all the way from 3 seconds back. 2 laps to go. Oh, Menchu gets spun. Oh, Menchu gets the apron. Around the Strexler. He spins right from the back. Huge wreck. The 2 flies up in the air. It's 3 wide. Oh, what a move by Derek. He wants to go.
Tries to send him up the hill, but can't quite do it.
Not between the two is 2 car lengths. Too little too late for Derek and Smith. Oh, clapping gets third! Clapping gets third! Oh my gosh! Side by side, 3 wide at the wire! Welcome everybody back here live here for tonight's iSCAR event, getting set to go green and round number 6 out of 6. We're coming down to the finale here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. My name is Ezekiel Reyes.
And I'm Dewey Shrim. What's up, everybody?
Should be a fun one here for tonight as we get set for 45 minutes of racing at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park here, located in Bougainville, Canada. But yeah, tonight's the finale race for this series, and there is a lot to be talked about on how this championship is going to stand as of right now. Go ahead and pull up standings there as it scrolls through the top, but here's how points are standing as of right now. Brody Garner leads the DP side of things. He'll need to finish ahead of Dan East to win the championship on the overall side. Jackson Menchu needs to beat out Harry Grindle for the GTE title. I think with how many people showing up here tonight, whoever of one of those drivers finishes ahead of the other, I think is going to come out as the GTE championship.
Yeah, based on the way the points are structured, yeah, it should come down. With only a 6-point gap, you're right. It should be whoever finishes ahead of the other. And in GT3, by virtue of showing up tonight, of course, the maximum amount of points you can get in a race is 100, and Josh Patterson is 105 points behind Corey H. Hartz. So by virtue of showing up tonight and gritting up on the field, Corey H. Hartz has clinched the GT3 championship, so an early congratulations to him, but still one more race to go. Of course, I guess Josh might want to get as close to him as possible, even though he can't win the championship, but even though one of our class titles has been secured, there's still 2 pretty good battles we should see tonight.
Right, and we'll go ahead and take a zoom up on those drivers. See that number 55, Brody Garner, working himself through onto the straightaway. I think this is the dreaded straightaway. I'm not really sure what it's called, but works himself through in the side of things. He currently leads at Dan Neese, and the 161 is in 2nd place. Austin Osborne is first in the GTE field. Currently, Jackson Menchu is not on the racetrack, but you see Harry Grindle is actually ahead of Jackson Menchu, so we'll see how qualifying works out to these people's favor. As of right now, Harry Grindle showing his stride.
Yeah, and Austin Osborne maybe looked over just a little bit, but he is mathematically still in the GTE championship as well. He's 49 points back of Jackson Menchu, so he's going to need some help in terms of Jackson and Harry both potentially having some early problems, but if they do, that 121 could just luck himself right into a class title. So we'll have to see if Jackson and Harry can keep their cars straight and just maybe ride it out to the end, or if they drive it a little too hard, maybe Austin can try and gain some ground on him.
Yep, there's Austin as he works himself into the S's portion of the track. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, I think, has a total of, I think 11 or 10 turns. Well, it looks like it's 10. So, 10-minute racetrack versus 45 minutes. I'm not sure how many minutes it is per lap. Looks like it's a minute and 15 that these GTE drivers are going to be running. The side is 1 minute and 11, and 1 minute 17 is the fastest GT30 time. Chris, get yourself to the side, play the national anthem, rise out, remove your hats as we salute America's colors, even though we're in Canada. We welcome you back here live for the iSCAR Sports Car Championship. 45 minutes of CTMP. About to go green here in just a moment, but we need to line up the order on how everybody's going to stand for qualifying. Speaking of qualifying, we'll go ahead and take a look around and see all of these drivers are flowing throughout of right now. Nick Miller on the racetrack, working himself through the first couple of corners. And yeah, he's in the BMW here for this one. I think he's been in the BMW. I'm not sure if he has been in there, but I'll have to take a look. I don't even know if I have trading paints up. Hold up.
Yeah, you might want to look at that.
Yeah. Oh.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a rip.
Hopefully that was his first lap and not his second one, but
yeah,
if that's his first lap, he might be able to salvage something.
Yeah.
On his second one is.
He's struggling.
Yeah. Sartajman there in the 49. You see him going down the long straightaway that most sport has up into the last couple of turns. I personally, I don't know if any of these turns have nicknames or not, but
yeah, a couple of them do. The one that Miller just spun in is called Moss Corner. I know that. Let me pull up the track map.
That turn right there that Sartaj just came out of is infamous, and especially in the Truck Series since it started going to Mosport in 2013. Of course, the inaugural race there, Chase Elliott dumped Ty Dillon into the final turn for his first truck win, and Mike Skeen's girlfriend slapped Max Pappas in the face after an incident in that turn. So even in the first truck race here, that turn has been an interesting start of battles, of course, and we saw in 2016 when John Hunter Nemechek reffed up Cole Custer for the win in that last turn, and when Noah Gregson dumped Todd Gilliland in 2018. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, this turn this track has a lot of interesting turns and places to pass, but of all the turns on this track, definitely that last one.
Yeah, I also have to mention the time there was a photo finish. Yeah. When I think it was Reddick beat. Was it Reddick?
Ryan Blaney and
it was Blaney, right?
Yeah, it was 2014, I believe, and Germán Quiroga was in the 77, I think. But
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with some disagreements from this race in that turn. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Of course, IMSA does go here as well. Hopefully they do get that event in this year, given the current situation with COVID-19. So I like this track a lot, so hopefully we can watch that at some point this year. So about 5.5 minutes left in qualifying so far. A couple people still yet to set laps. There's Brian C. Mullen.
I think he's making his first ever start here in IMSA.
He may be. Looks like Brody and Dan, like every week, will be on the front row for this race.
Yeah, they're the only two DPs besides Gabe Allen who's not connected in right now. I don't know if he's not wanting to log in the lap time or what, but...
Mensch's yet to set a lap as well.
Right. Really know where he is, but if that were to be the case, Harry Grindle's going to be starting in front of that number 9, and that's going to be huge. Grindle will be the leader.
Yeah, he basically start the race in the points lead. At least for the class, so... Yeah, so Brody and Dan, of course, not only fighting for the DP championship, but they're also fighting for the overall championship. And just something to note as well, Jackson Menchu is within 100 points of Brody Gardner. So if Brody and Dan both have early incidents and Menchu manages to get potentially first or second overall, there's an outside chance that Jackson Menchu, even in a GTE, could potentially steal the overall championship away.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if Menchu, out of all, like a GTE winning the overall championship, that would be absolutely nuts, but a very, very slim chance.
Because there's so few DPs that show up every week. Of course, you know, only 3 looks like in tonight's field if you don't count Gabe Allen. Because I don't think... Actually, is Derek M. Smith in here?
No.
Okay, so yeah, well, we're going to have 2 DPs. So the DP class has been the smallest pretty much every race, including Daytona, which had, of course, over 50 cars. So those GTEs, a lot of them in that top 5 and top 10 in overall points, as well as the GT3s. So yeah, it'd be pretty interesting if a non-DP car were to win the overall title, but Jackson will need a lot of help for that to happen.
Yeah, I definitely see Brian C. Mullen in the start-finish line here. Grindle, don't know where he is. I think he just towed it off the racetrack. See the 83 Joe Berge, William Schmidt in that number 79, who was one of the faster people in GTE this practice session, but unfortunate for him, he qualified the last person in this 8 GTE field.
And while we're on it as well, Corey H. Hartz in the 57, who is the GT3 champion, only has 1 less point than Menchu. So Corey H. Hart's also within 100 points of Brody Gardner. So if the stars align for him, we could actually see a GT3 car win the overall championship as well. So that'd be even crazier than a GT winning it.
Yeah.
And I believe Harry Grindle is also within 100 points. So we've got 5 cars or 5 people mathematically eligible for the overall championship. So of course, 3 of them need help, but anything's possible, so.
Right. Alex K. Gretz works himself onto the racetrack. I think this is actually one of his first times. Colton Lights, he too, is now on the racetrack, so we're getting a bit more people into the field. I don't know if everybody's going to start, as Dewey said. Not sure how many people are going to be here.
Yeah, I think Gabe's probably not going to. Yeah. You said Gabe's not connected, so looks like we'll have maybe 12 or 13 for tonight, which is unfortunate because we've had a few races where we had a good amount of cars show up. Of course, Daytona had, I believe, over 50 entries. I think Monza had high 30s. We had 31 last week at Watkins Glen, even though we finished with like 12. We don't talk about that, but yeah, I guess not a lot of people decided to make the trip north of the border, but hopefully we still have some good action here despite the small car count.
Yeah, Glenn was a mess. We only had, I don't even know how many people show up. I mean, finish that race unscathed.
Not many. I think it was less than half the field.
Yeah.
I mean, lap 1 was just, I've never seen anything like that. And
me neither.
Part of me hopes I do again, part of me hopes I don't, but...
Yeah, if that happens again, this field is definitely not going to have a fun time running by themselves.
Oh no, if it happens here, we Man, I might just leave.
On board with Alex K. Gretz as he works himself coming into turn number 2. You can see how far these cars could out-track the corner to get a good entrance coming into turn 3. Hard braking zone on here, but a clean sweep through into the downhill portion of the racetrack. I'd say downhill, but a bit of an uphill coming into the downhill of turn 4. Right here, steep.
Probably not going to make it around, unfortunately, but
yeah. And
at least one more lap he'll have to maybe get a little bit more experience or something. But
yeah,
we're about 10 seconds left in qualifying, so unfortunately Gretz will not make it around. But like I said, one more lap is better than one fewer. So that'll do it here for qualifying here in the IMSA finale. Congratulations once again to Brody Gardner, your overall points leader, on winning the pole. So we'll grid ourselves up here and we'll get ready to run the final 45 minutes of the season.
Qualifying order is going to be shown on your screen. Not everything is correct because some drivers did not set a lap. Brody Gardner starts up front alongside Dan Neese in second place.
So the third fastest time was Austin Osborne in the 121, and Nick Miller was the fourth fastest. Because this is just going to show like the order in which people qualified in terms of time. So it's going to do it by class.
Right. Harry Grindle and Joe Berge round out this 5th and 6th qualifying times.
And 7th and 8th, William Schmidt in the 79, and Josh Patterson in the 02.
Running out the top 10, Corey 8 Charge, Josh Ansnez in the number 68. Rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver, and hopefully he'll win it here for this one. And as we get set here, coming for tonight, the finale race is going to take place here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Several drivers line themselves up here, about to go rolling in just a moment. But in the meantime, you can tune in to other live streams live on MaxspeedTV. You could also tune in to Rick Bell's Custom Rigs Xfinity Series, round number 5 at Road America, where Joshua Medlock is currently broadcasting an Xfinity Series race, also on road. So tune into that as well if you guys have the time.
Yeah, we saw Jackson Menchu did not set a time, so hopefully he does grid. Because of course, if he doesn't,
And just lost him the championship.
Yeah, exactly. Or we won't even give him a chance to get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either. He's grayed out on the leaderboard right now.
Wow, that's... Well, regardless of why he's not there, that's really unfortunate. Because he was probably the best GTE car all season long. So Harry Grindle may have just been gift wrapped the GTE championship if Jackson does not get on the track.
But
of course, he could still have an issue, and Osborne could sneak by. But
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Harry does have a 43-point cushion on.
That's about 3 spots
Osborne.
right there. Or around there, 3 spots. Because again, it's a 100-point spread.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Looks like of course, the different classes will spread themselves out as they have every race so far this season. So the 2 DPs are the 2 Blue Chew teammates, so they'll be in a league of their own for this start and probably for the whole race, as they are most weeks. So, and then we'll have the GTEs, of course. One of them not being Jackson Menchu. Hopefully he does grid, or maybe does a pit road start. Hopefully he at least gets on the track.
Yeah, that'd be a shame if he doesn't.
It'd be too bad if he lost it that way.
Yep. Alright, roam themselves down into the back straightaway. Still a decent gap between these 2 DPs versus GTEs. But yeah, Dan Neese, Brody Gardner gonna round out, well, gonna start 1 and 2. Just a matter of how, who gets the better, who's the better teammate. Because one misstep by one of these drivers cost them the championship. And here's how points are standing as of right now. take note of it, because it's going to be wild here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Pace car is about to head itself onto pit road into turn number 9. It goes. Pit road entrance is on the right-hand side. And we're going to go green.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. We're green flag racing. 45 minutes is now on the clock here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
And Brody got a good jump on Dan.
Oh!
Oh no! Who's that?
That's Austin Osborne.
Oh no, that's bad news for him, but that's good news for Harry Grindle, because if he just got a bunch of damage. Oh
No, Harry's around.
Oh, Harry! Oh no!
He didn't tag the wall as hard as I thought he would, but he needs to get himself going ASAP.
What in the world just happened?
I don't know, and look how far.
There's the GT3s all the way back there, so Harry might get swallowed up by them here, but
Yeah.
man, so all 3 of the GTEs that were in the hunt for that championship, all with either problems or not on track within literally the first 20 seconds of the race.
Oh,
someone
got
else
another one out.
died.
I don't know who
And
that
they
is.
blinked
Is that
out.
Schmidt?
I wonder if that was an Alt F4. Oh, there he is.
Joe Berge.
Man. I guess we are having a Watkins Glen type first lap again. As
Yeah.
Brody will complete lap number 1 here. So it looks like the laps are about 1:15 or so we'll probably get 30 some odd laps in for tonight.
Yeah, 37.
There's Nick Miller, currently 3rd overall in the GTE, so he's pretty much all by himself. I don't really see anybody. Looks like over 3 seconds on Austin Osborne. Looks like Harry Grindle may be on pit road. I'm not sure.
No, he's not.
No, he's
Now,
not.
Sertaj Mon is. Oh, actually, interesting thing about Sertaj. He actually pit started. That number 49 did. He pulled the Michael Bianchini. And
Smart man. He got himself a 4-second lead on the rest of the GT3s.
Yeah, and there's...
There's Patterson. Of course, the GT3 championship's already been decided, and
Harry's
somebody else-
off. Again!
Oh no!
He needs to get himself going. Oh, looks like he towed it.
Oh, that's.
Oh, it's
did he hit-
Miller!
Oh my
Wow.
goodness! Oh, that's not good at all.
Trying to get himself back on the track, and
Oh, he just turned right into him.
yeah, the wheel locked right.
Yeah, I don't think Harry was expecting Nick to come down like that, and
No way.
just nothing that 70 could do, and hopefully that's not terminal damage.
Well, that
But
looks
Austin
terminal,
Osborne
honestly.
is... Yeah, Osborne's now leading the GTE class, and I'm not sure where he is overall, but at the very least he's first in class. But man, Austin Osborne, I don't know what's going through his head right now, but I'm sure he was just as shocked at what just happened as we were.
Yeah. Man, Miller went around, and that opens up the door. Harry's on pit road, and his old front end is gone. I'm pretty sure he has to get himself onto the racetrack. He's currently sitting 13th overall. Alex K. Gretz has disconnected, so he can get some points off of that. But once Harry gets himself onto the racetrack,
Yeah, there were a couple people that didn't start as well. So Gabe Allen and the DP, of course, did not. Menchu did not, and then Mark Love was another GTE that did not. So, I mean, if Harry can at least run, like, he's still ahead of all the guys that didn't start. So there's that. But,
yeah.
But man, I mean, with Menchu's already 2 laps down because he didn't start. There's Colton Lights with some trouble there in the 5th and last GT3 on track. So the field's been whittled down pretty quickly, and we're only 4 minutes in.
Yeah. Sertaj lets Miller by.
And that is for the That's not for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sartaj's lead in class has been cut from about 4 seconds down to about 2.6, as Patterson definitely a faster car on track. So I think Josh will probably get by him in these next few laps. Of course, Josh just running to run at this point, since Corey H. Hart's locked up the title just by showing up. So I'm sure Josh can still go out there and have a fun race, even though at this point he's really not racing for anything. Yeah, hopefully at some point in this race, Jackson Minshew can at least get on track and maybe hope for a couple more cars to maybe, crash out or have something go wrong. But
Right.
with the way it's looking right now, Austin Osborne may end up winning this championship after coming in 49 points back.
That's right.
Looks like Brody's got about a second on Dan, so these two running pretty consistently. And for right now, that would be Brody's overall and DP championship if it stays this way.
Brody has a bit of right front damage. Don't know where he got that from.
Looks like it's not affecting him too much as he's still leading the race, but I think Dan might be closing just a little bit. Yeah, Dan's in an interesting predicament because, of course, he doesn't want to do anything negative to his teammate, but I'm sure he also wants to win at least the DP championship, so...
Right. Schmidt's actually closed the gap on
yeah, he is.
Austin Osborne. By a bit, though.
Yeah, you have to remember Austin went off already, so he may have a little bit of potential engine damage, especially if he hit the tires. I'm not too sure on that, but William definitely faster than that 121 as of now.
Brindle has disconnected, so all eyes are on Austin.
That should do it for Austin.
Yeah.
As long as he can keep himself on the track.
We'll have to see, though, because, again, I'm not sure how the point spread is gonna be for this one, so we'll just have to see.
Austin, he's got to be a little bit careful, but not, too careful.
Right. He has to keep himself in third, because that's his best shot.
Right, but he can't drive the car too hard where he just makes a stupid mistake and wrecks himself out, but...
Of course.
But, I'm curious, though, if Harry did end up getting by Minshew. Because, of course, if Austin were to have some kind of problem and crash out maybe now, of course, I wouldn't want that to happen, but if it were to, I wonder if Harry gained enough points before disconnecting to get himself past the 9. And whoa! Somebody else is off right there in that turn.
Miller. Oh, is that Patterson?
I don't know, but you can see the tire marks where he just slid right down. You can see him right there. Yeah.
But speaking of Patterson, he just passed Sertage for that top spot. So move Patterson up one, Sertage down to second.
Yeah,
Josh right now.
Yeah, Josh is, like I was saying before, definitely faster than Sertage so far, but 49 still got some good air time up at the front, so looks like Corey and Josh Anson is about half a second or so apart. That's third and fourth in class. And of course, Corey's got everything locked up, so Corey just... I mean, this is pretty much a 45-minute long joyride for Corey H. Hart at this point.
Right. All he has to do is just hit his marks and...
I mean, he's already clinched on points, but I'm sure he'd still like to finish.
That's Josh Anson is right behind in
Something happened to Dan. The gap between Brody and Dan is now about 10 seconds. I think Dan may have spun out somewhere.
Yeah, you see the right side damage on that machine. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he might be bidding it right here on purpose.
So that'll mean, well, he gets it back onto the track. No, it looks like he's out.
Yeah, that might be it for Dan. Well,
gets it back going.
I don't know what he's doing, but
yeah, Austin.
That's gonna probably clinch the overall for Brody.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as he could just stay up there. I'm not sure what that was all about. I wonder if Dan may have had a wheel problem.
Yeah, we'll have to see though. Again, is heading into turn.
Fine right here.
Oh, slams the outside wall. That'll end it for him. He's still running second though. Has to keep himself on track, but
22 seconds
if one
back,
of those drivers do DC, Austin will have more points to gain on Harry, as William Schmidt is now missing a hood. Here's running in second.
Austin's more than 100 points back, so he will not be able to win the overall championship. However, that could benefit him towards the GTE championship, as of course he'll still gain some overall spots. But yeah, we're about 10 minutes in, and I mean, as long as he keeps hitting his marks, Brody's got this thing won already.
Gabe Allen in the 06, he hits the track.
Well, good to see him in, and of course he'll have absolutely no shot at winning. But good to see him on anyway. Of course, he's already 9 laps down.
And that'll, in turn, if he does log more than like 3 laps, I guess.
That'll put Harry a spot back.
Yeah, it'll put Harry a spot back and Menchu a spot back as well. So maybe Austin can still win this. Yeah, it'll benefit Austin even more.
Yeah, so it may not seem like a big deal, but for that 121, it definitely is. I'm sure he's very happy about that. Because again, that's, you know, again, we don't know what the point spread is going to look like here. We'll have to see post-race. But at the very least, it will cost Harry Grindle at least some points.
Right.
There's Austin just making his way around the track. So
Dan's on pit road.
yeah, he's probably got a lot of either optional or required that he's taking now.
Yeah. Not really sure though, but there's
I mean, if Dan disconnects, Brody could just disconnect right after him and he'd still win.
Yeah.
Overall in the class, but Brody, I'm sure, will not do that, but he does now have a lap on Dan Neese, so looks like he's running into some GTE traffic here. That's someone just went off right behind them, but looks like that's Hartz and Sartaj that Brody's going by.
Yep. Lots of traffic here that Brody's gonna obviously encounter.
Fortunately, it's only about 14 or 15 cars. Just imagine if this is a regular IMSA race and he was trying to go through, you know, 20 or 30 cars of lap traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of car count IMSA usually gets at most sport, but at a track like this, lap traffic can definitely be a big problem.
Definitely. Yeah, Dan is sitting on pit road. I guess he's just trying to get as much repaired as he can and maybe get on track, but he's still connected in. Gabe Allen, he's logging laps by himself. Looks like he's might have tagged the wall on the left side. Not really sure, but he's just working himself through, just, you know, minding his own P's and Q's all by himself. And once he logs this lap in, he'll be ahead of that number 70 of Harry Grindle and put himself, I think, 13th overall.
So if anybody is curious, the IMSA races here at Mosport have had 39, 23, 37, 36, 31, and 34 entries in the 6 races that have been run here. So definitely a lot less than any of those races, but just imagine if there were.
Yeah. How many, what year was the most?
39 in 2014, which was the first of those races.
Yeah.
American Le Mans preceded there from 2000 or from 1999 to 2013. So the WSCC picked up where American Le Mans left off. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting track. So, of course, a rich endurance racing history. The track hosted 8 Formula One races in the 60s and 70s. So, also had its share of open wheel. Had some Champ Car in the 60s and 70s as well. It's hosted the Pinty series for forever, it seems like. And of course, the trucks since 2013. So definitely a wide range of cars have seen this road course. It'd be interesting if Xfinity or Cup are going here.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see some more series come here. Of course, we already have NASCAR on the Pinties and truck schedule. But, Dan's still on pit road, so... yeah.
That's probably it for... I mean, that's gonna be... Just like Road America, I think Dan may end up... Or Brody, rather, may end up being the only finishing DP unless Gabe just stays on the track for the whole race.
Yep.
We've hit the 30-minute mark, so about a third of the way through. Nick
Miller and
back.
Joe Berge are going to go at it for the second spot. Berge, of course, been off off track multiple times. Miller with a lot of
Nick as
damage
well.
after that big
Yeah.
hit with Harry.
Yeah, they're both about 20 seconds back of Austin Osborne, as William Schmidt, who was closing in on that 121, had some kind of incident, as he's now 28 seconds back of Austin, so unfortunate for William. He probably spun it out somewhere and hit the wall. As Corey H. Hartz has gotten by his teammate Sartaj Maan for second in GT3. They're still about 4 seconds back of Josh Patterson.
It's a fairly nice battle here for GT3. They're all still within like 4 seconds of each other, so.
And actually, Ansys just got by Sartaj as well, so
Yeah.
Ansys making a couple moves, but Corey's by far been the most dominant GT3 of the entire season, probably outside of Daytona, where Chris Nazowski picked up the win by a lot.
I love the spec map on that car. It has a
That's
matte
beautiful.
finish.
Yeah.
Of course, I think he's running that golden scheme because he already won the championship. So, bit of
Well deserved.
celebratory, really celebration there by that number 57. But still has to make it this checkered flag to make it cap it off.
Well, I don't blame him at all. I'd do that too if I clinched the championship early.
Yeah.
Look, that's a power move right there by the 57, but he earned it, so you cannot take that away from him at all. Corey's had a hell of a season so far and has done everything right to get himself that championship. So another congrats to him, of course. Got 28 minutes left until he's officially the champion, but it's impossible for him to lose it on points. So, like we said before, just pretty much a joyride and doing some nice battling here with Josh and Sartaj. So, making it a little interesting.
Yeah, Patterson, in the meantime, is up and away. I think Ansnes is faster than Hartz. He was definitely putting the pressure on him earlier, but now all that pressure is sort of whittled down. Ansnes will have to find another way around that number 57. But once he does, I think Ansnes will start rummaging up that gap that O2 has put on that GT3 field. But we'll have to see, though. Joe Berge has pulled himself into second place. Also has Nick Miller right behind him as well. And Austin is not that far off of where Joe is running. So, speaking of, there goes Joe.
That's going to put Nick back up to second in class. That's the third or fourth time Berge's gone off already. Unfortunate for him. He may end up losing a spot. That's
there's William.
Actually, yeah, that's William for third.
And I mentioned the gap between Austin and Miller.
Actually,
gap isn't. Yeah.
Actually, just something to point out now. I believe Austin Osborne's now second overall.
Yeah, he is.
With Dan now pretty much done.
Yeah, here's.
So if Austin can stay where he is, that may be enough of a point spread to get him the GTE title.
Yeah, definitely.
Austin not within 100 points, so Brody Gardner's pretty much clinched the overall title already with Dan having those issues, but...
Yep.
I mean, what a turn of events for that 121, of course, with Harry with the early problem and Menchu never even started, so... That's... I mean, pretty much every title's locked up now, really.
Yeah. Of course, you see the overall being scrolled on the top of your screen. Currently watching Austin as he works himself through. Brody has already whipped himself around all the lap traffic he encountered there, but fight for a second, still blazing on. Hart is fending off Ansnes, who's been all over him these past 2 or 3 laps. Ansnes not letting go of Hartz, and unfortunately because of that, they're both losing time. Patterson, who's gapped them now like 5 seconds.
I think that gap's stayed about the same. I think it was about 4 or so seconds the last time we really checked in on them, but they've all had pretty solid nights so far, even though they're about 6th or 7th overall. I mean, they're for GT3 standards, I guess they're running pretty good, but
yeah,
we'll have to see if at least one of them can maybe try and flag down that O2 and make the class battle interesting.
Yeah, I think Ansnes is faster than Patterson, but he's just trapped behind Hartz right now. Maybe for pit stops it's going to be interesting, because Ansnes and Hartz... Oh, what a move by Ansnes to work himself to the inside. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it happen, though, because next corner is going to be a left-hander. But Ansnes is definitely there, and Hartz is just giving that 68 a headache. Here comes the high side. Pushed him out wide, though. Ansnes is back up to the rear bumper. That 57 might push him in. I don't think he's pleased.
He's trying. I mean, Corey can't lose anything, of course.
Right.
Josh just running for the sake of running at this point. Corey could literally just crash and flip and barrel roll right now and it wouldn't affect a damn thing, but I'm sure he still doesn't want to do that. But yeah, I do, yeah, like you said, Josh, I believe, definitely is the faster car. Looks like he went a little too wide there, but I think Josh will probably be able to get by Corey before this is over, but it may take a little bit.
Yeah, and once he does get by that 57, it's gonna be, he's gonna have to wait for a miracle, if he wants to catch Patterson. But in the meantime, as Gabe Allen in the DP is, floating around.
He's actually going to pass Dan for second in class in a lap or two.
Oh, actually, Dan's back on the track, so.
Well, Dan's 9 laps down and Gabe's 10, so. Oh, here, Josh going on the outside here into turn 1, trying to make this move, but will not work. Yeah, this battle definitely. Whoa, yeah, this thing definitely isn't over yet. Yeah, Dan has another problem. Gabe might be able to get second from him in class, but Patterson's still leading. That gap has now grown to about 5 seconds. Was 4. So the more these two battle like this, Patterson should be able to just run right away with the class victory. Of course, Osborne's got about 22 seconds on Nick Miller. So GTE's pretty much decided. And of course, Brody. Actually, Dan has got a lap back from Brody. So, yeah, DP's pretty much decided. So, guess we got to focus on this now.
Yep. And Sanchez is gonna work to the left side this time. Try to get a run. Coming into
Side by side.
I think into turn 8. Hart shoves it into the corner, and Ansnes can't get the apex on in. Sort of shallowed it into the corner. Lost a bit of time there. It's unfortunate, but you definitely get it back. Look at the run he got.
Ooh. And Corey blocks him right there. Sartaj falling a little bit back from these two, but if these two do collide, that 49 might be able to gain 2 spots right back. But, man, Josh is trying everything he can to get by that 57, but nothing is working yet for him.
Yeah, I might have to punt him. I'm not sure, but he's blocking off every single opportunity, and that might be aggravating Ansnes just a bit. I'm surprised as well that there hasn't been some severe contact between those two.
Josh has got to start. He got to pull up the headlight card and start flickering the headlights at him like Dan does when he passes lap cars.
Yeah.
And see if it makes a difference. Yeah, Dan Neese, probably the most notorious headlight user, as he got a lap back from Brody.
Oh, Brody's off track!
Brody. Uh-oh. And he's going to keep it off the tires.
There's Austin.
Good save. And
yeah.
Gabe's gone 2 laps down. I think Gabe might have just wrecked out.
Gabe disconnected, so. Bergie, he too. Oh wow, Bergie just disconnected. I think it's the toe in for that number 83.
He was 5th overall. Yeah, so I think we only have like half the field left on the track.
Yeah. We
got 2 DPs on the track. We got, I think, 4 GT3s on the track, and
there goes Bergie. Tires one.
So we've got like, I think, 7 cars on track.
Bergie spun out several times. He had a 15X. So calculate that. Couple off tracks, and times he spun out. Caught it all on camera. It's about 3 or 4 times he spun out, unfortunately. And Ansnez finally got by Hartz. And actually, Hartz hit pit road, so...
Yeah, pit stop's definitely still a thing. Somebody else just came off pit road as well. That might be Sartaj.
Yep.
So the two teammates decide to pit at the same time as Brody's gotten back around Dan again.
So with Ansnez with clean air, I'm pretty sure... Well, he might jump Hartz. I'm not sure. We'll have to see on how these lap times will play out. Hartz had a 16-second pit stop, and Ansnez is yet to pit.
Yeah, he's got about 35 seconds up on the 57, so we'll have to see how long he does spend on pit road. Actually, Josh, I believe, is in now. How much time he spends on pit road between of course, the pit stop itself and, of course, getting on and off.
Right. Still yet to hit pit road, but obviously do it at any time. The gap between him and second is about 7 seconds, but if I were Ansnez, I'd hit pit road ASAP. And I see the last lap times that that Ansnez is running since Ansnez is in clean air. It's 18-second lap times he's running now versus Hartz, who looks like ran a 1:48, but his last lap time was... Oh, that's because Hartz pitted, but once the next lap shuffles in, we could get a comparison of what Hartz is running versus Ansnez, but... Patterson, last lap time, 1:18.2. Josh, 1:18.5. If both of them hit pit road, it's gonna set them both. We'll have to see on how it'll all go to the end here. And see who hits pit road. Patterson stays out.
Yeah, Ansys yet to pit as well, and it looks like he's...
Here he goes.
Actually, nope, there he goes. So now we'll have to see if he can maintain second place, or if Corey and or Sartaj can get themselves by.
Yeah, I don't know how much time he's going to spend on pit road. It's all going to depend on how much fuel he's going to inject to the car. Hartz had a 16-second pit stop.
Just pretend there's crew guys there.
Yeah.
Gotta get that Mr. Clean Pit crew going. Hit the 10-second mark here,
13.
so...
16.7 is what Hartz had, and it looks like 16.5.
16.5. He might. There's Corey.
Hartz. Looks like
This will be close. I think Corey's gonna get him.
Yeah.
Well, there he
Josh.
is. This will be close.
And they're side by side.
Wow.
And Josh just he's trapped behind Hartz
just
again.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sartaj couldn't get by, but yeah, that 49's still there though if these two still make contact. So it's pretty funny that these two pit on different laps and they still end up right with each other. So
yeah,
I think that's going to be the battle to watch up until the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean Josh has already passed Hartz once. He could do it again. And oh man, I don't know who overshot it there. Oh, it looks like it was.
I think it was Dan.
Yeah, it was Dan. But in the meantime, Patterson has hit pit road.
Yeah, Patterson's 40 seconds ahead, so I think he should be able to maintain the lead.
Brody's on pit road. Osborne's actually going to hop for the overall lead, but Osborne's yet to hit pit road.
Temporarily, yeah. I think Osborne may not be... Is Osborne still in the lead lap, though? I don't even know if Brody's lapped him yet.
Yeah. He's lead lap. Somehow.
That's a really good day for him.
Yeah. Miller flashing his lights, trying to get by Hartz. Oh, Miller wants to go to the inside.
Yeah, Ansys lost some time to Corey. I wonder if Nick bumped him or
Hartz
something.
is going to have to use the high side.
Yeah,
and that might open up the hole.
Car. Here comes Josh on the inside.
Oh, Hartz trying to throw the block.
And then again, they're side by side.
Yeah, Ansnez has the corner coming into Moss, and there's the pass made.
Goes. Oh, Corey got on the...
pull a crossover. Miller's off track.
And he's might hit the... Nope, keeps him out of the tires.
So,
Nick. So that means Nick's going to catch them again, so...
Yeah.
Nick may play another role into this, because I think by the time this is over, Nick being a faster GTE, he's going to definitely catch him again. I think William Schmidt may have also disconnected.
Yep, he has.
He's now 3 laps back, so think we only got 2 GTEs left on the track, just Osborne and Miller, and that's it. And we got 2 DPs, and so we got 8 cars on track. That's it.
Amazing.
Yeah, Anson is still in front of Corey. I wonder if he'll finally be able to pull ahead now that he finally got by him.
Brody has already hit pit road, but Osborne hasn't.
Well, he's gonna go a lap down here.
Yeah. No, not a lap down. Roughly lap.
Well, Brody's gonna put him a lap down, but a lap down overall. Oh no, you're right. What am I talking about?
I was about to say, wait, what? Here comes Brody. Easily work himself by.
Yeah,
Awesome,
brain.exe is not working.
There's Miller. Works himself.
Yeah, so I think Austin will probably pit this time, I would imagine.
Yeah. Or no, he stays himself out.
Oh. I mean, never mind, but yeah, about 14 to go. Minutes, of course, not laps. I mean, not a whole lot to really. I mean, this is the one thing that's really keeping our attention, I guess. Some smoke right there. I wonder if someone overshot, but.
Yep, there's a car to the side. It's
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
I don't know who that is.
Might be Miller.
No, it's
Oh, no, it's
Mullen.
not. I didn't even know he was on track.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, he just hit the track. I don't know how many laps ago.
Well, he is. It was probably just recent because I think he's dead last in GT3. I'm not. Oh no, he's in GT. Well, what that did do though, by Mullen getting on the track, that pushed Harry yet another spot back.
Yeah.
So that might have just wrapped it up for Osborne.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about a race like this is pretty much the only person that'll really be affected ends up being in a totally different class. So, or in this case, the same class, but with Gabe it wasn't. So that's the cool thing about racing is that guys that have absolutely no effect in terms of being near you on the track still can impact your race.
Yep. There's Austin.
And he's got almost a minute on Nick Miller, so I think
Yeah.
Austin, even after he pits, Austin's still going to have a sizable lead on that 88.
Arts is not letting go of Ansnez. Ansnez looked a bit faster, but now
Ooh,
it's
Corey
swung the other
got
way. Oh, Ansnez is loose.
I wonder if Josh was faster on older tires. He may just be a little too loose on colder ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Arts is trying to distract Ansnez all the way you can. You mentioned it. Flickering the lights, trying to.
The Dan Neese headlight technique.
There he goes. Might have made him overshot
worked.
that time.
It might have-
Oh, he tore him
Oh!
up. Wow. Ansnez is not gonna be happy about that, but he's there.
Oh, no, he's not. He went to the Dan Neese School of Headlighting. I guess that move worked, so...
They're still
But
side by
Corey-
side though.
Yeah, Corey back to second for now, but this thing definitely isn't over. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh just punts him right here. Corey's still on the lights, but he'll pull ahead a little bit. But Josh is not going to give up that easily.
No way. Yeah, he's back there to his bumper. Looks at the high side.
Yeah, he gets the run on the high side out of the turn, but he just can't make the outside stick at all.
That's Austin Osborne hitting the
There
track.
he is. Just off pit road.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think these two are gonna. Of course, Austin's much faster in the GT, so that should not make a difference in terms of.
Flung
these
himself
two.
to the inside. Here he comes again. Oh, he darted him!
Oh,
Oh, he shoved Arts up the track.
He kept it on track though.
Yeah, but Arts
Corey's
is gonna...
not done yet.
Oh, Ansnez overshot it.
Oh,
Oh, and he
Oh,
might have
just-
spun it. Yep.
yeah, he did. Oh, that's too bad. That was such a good battle.
Yeah.
But it looks like Corey H. Hartz will finally. I mean, they were battling almost half this race, but it looks like Corey has finally prevailed in that one. And that'll put Sartaj Mon into 3rd place in class as he got by Josh. And
That's,
someone...
Brian Mullen off track. Trying to let some people by.
So, so under 10 minutes to go here in the IMSA season. Pretty much everything that could be clinched at this point has been. There's really not much else, I guess. I mean, that battle between Corey and Josh was pretty much really the only thing going on track. Everybody else is pretty much spread out, just running their own race at this point.
Yep.
Well, in sports... Oh, wait.
Yeah. If only.
Yeah. If only, for sure. Well, the NBA and the NHL are getting pretty close to coming back, so that's definitely something to look forward to. But
coming next season, I mean, next week or a couple of weeks?
I think next month for both of them.
Oh, next month. Wow, I was way off.
The MLB still dragging their feet, though. That's going to take a while.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the players are, we want their money. And the MLB is like, we don't want to give you all of your money. So, that's a labor dispute. in like 10 words, so but yeah, just got the NASCAR race on in Martinsville right now. It's on FS1 for anyone interested. Joey Logano's dominated that race, led over 200 laps at this point, I believe. And Brody Gardner's, speaking of laps led them all so far here tonight, and I don't see that changing at all.
Yeah. Speaking of laps, broadcasts as of right now, again, if you want to go ahead and tune into the other series, Rick Bell's Custom Rigs Xfinity Series, round number 5 at Road America, Joshua Medlock is online and broadcasting that. They're currently on like 16 laps to go on that side, so if you guys want to go ahead and tune into that, we got a spin in front of these people. That's all. Was that Austin? Not sure who that was.
I don't know. I don't think that was. Oh,
that was Ansnes.
Did he? Okay. Yeah, it's I mean, fortunately for Josh. I mean, Josh was already the last car on track. He cannot. Whoa, jeez.
That's Sartaj.
Oh, so Josh temporarily got by. Whoa. Yeah, I think Sartaj was a bit careless there, getting going again. So Josh regains 3rd in class for like 3 seconds, then lost it again, but...
That's unfortunate.
Fortunately for Josh, I mean, he can't lose any more spots. He's the last car on track, besides Mullen.
That was Ansnes, I think, not Josh.
Josh Ansnes.
Oh, wait, Patterson. There's 2 Joshes! Holy crap.
Yeah, every time I've said Josh tonight, it's pretty much been for him.
That confused me there for a moment. I'm like, what? I mean, they're both running like similar paint schemes too. They're both blue. They're both Audis.
Oh yeah, Josh is part of the Blue Tree team now. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, he is? I didn't realize that.
Well, he's running a Blue Tree scheme, so I think he is.
Yeah, that blew my mind. Oh my gosh. No wonder.
Is that a pun?
No wonder.
I hope that wasn't a pun, because I'd be mad at you if it was.
It was not.
Okay, good. Well, you got we got 6 minutes left, so 6 minutes left of what has been a really, really cool IMSA season. The second in iSCAR. Of course, the first IMSA season was a while ago.
Actually, this is just a sports car championship. This is the first season of IMSA. Well, technically, yeah, it's the first season of IMSA,
season of sports cars,
it's the second season of road racing. Because the first one was Mazda's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember the Mazda series. Yeah.
Oh, who's that off? That's Mullen.
Yeah, Mullen's just limping it around at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clifford Eben, by the way, was the champion of that Mazda series.
Yeah, owner of the
Won 4 of the
Big
6
C's.
races.
He owns Big C's Mazda series. That series is a fun one. I don't know where I think they broadcast on GRSC. But yeah, check that out. Check that one out as well.
Yeah, if you like Mazda racing, definitely something to look into. But yeah, Clifford won 4 of those races. Derek M. Smith won 1, and Anthony Burrows was the other winner. So yeah, definitely I think this is definitely a series that we should run again at some point, because
no doubt about it.
It's despite some of the races not having that high of car counts, this has honestly had some of the best racing I've ever seen in iSCAR.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, there's a lot of interest in this series as well. It's not like the Skip Barber series in which like it's a one race. Oh
Whoa.
Man, Hart's got doored.
That was by Brody.
Himself around, but this series does have a lot of interest. It's not like Skips in which the first race just has a lot of people and the second race will fall off more and more and more. We had a solid car count for all 6 races. We hear, unfortunately, just 17 people logging in laps, but still a solid car count for each series. I mean, for each race. Of course, Daytona was crazy. Yeah, each race had its own storyline, which is really cool.
Yeah, and of course Daytona was a bit of a longer race since it was one of the, I guess, the crown jewel of IMSA, basically.
Right.
That was the 1-hour event, and the rest have been 45. But yeah, definitely, of course, we could maybe, I'm sure the next season of IMSA could feature a different selection of tracks than what we saw this season. Maybe like something like Road Atlanta, maybe, or...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lime Rock doesn't handle DPs that well, so we can't really do that, but... Yeah. Which is too bad, because Lime Rock's a fun track, so... We saw that in Skip Barber's back on Thursday night, but... Yeah, definitely something to keep your eyes peeled out for. Of course, it's not going to be the second half of the summer series. More information on that later. But... Definitely something that we could maybe bring back next summer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, as I said, each race has had some type of storyline to it. Of course, the finale, we're crowning our champion. Points on the line everywhere. Other races, of course, Daytona was hectic with like a lot of cars on it, 57 I think in total. Monza was fun as Bianchini in the GT3 class jumped the field on pit road.
And then spun.
Yeah, and spun. Hart's picked up the win there for GT3.
Yeah, Sartaj jumped the field tonight, but
yeah,
similar ending for him. But Sartaj is third in class, though, so I don't think Bianchini still finished on the podium in class. I don't know where he finished, but it was probably bad. I think he had a DC'd after that, but...
Garner ended up winning that race.
Yeah, Derek won Daytona.
Yeah. And after that, the next race at Sebring, that had a crazy finish. As like
that had a huge wreck at the beginning, too.
Yeah, with Mulrooney.
Yeah, Cade, and I think Cade was involved in that. A lot of the DPs got wrecked out of that, and I think Dan got wrecked in that as well. Road America was crazy in itself just because of the fog we had.
Yeah.
That fog was something else.
I think that was the Skip Barber series, actually.
I think one of them did.
Yeah, I think it was Skip who had the fog, but...
And of course, Watkins won last week, that lap 1...
Yeah, that was huge.
Whatever that was.
Wreck.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, like half the GT3 field got wiped out in that one. And of course, tonight, our 3 champions will be crowned. Yeah, we got a minute left to find out who they'll be, even though we kind of know who they'll be already. As Brody will round turn number 10, and I think this will be the second to last lap. We should get the white flag next time around.
Yep.
And of course, Corey H. Hart's in the 57. Came in here with a 105-point lead, so just by showing up, he clinched the title. Of course, you can get only up to 100 points in this series, so Corey just having a pretty good night, just running on his own, and looks like he'll put himself second in class. Austin Osborne, of course, didn't end up having to do a whole lot.
Horse off the track.
There he goes.
Might
No harm,
give it
no
up
foul
to-
for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, Sartaj is way too far back. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Jackson Minshew came in here with a 6-point lead in GTE standings and was mathematically eligible for the overall championship, but unfortunately he did not grid, and Harry got spun out on the second lap. So Austin Osborne and of course everybody else in GT spun out over and over again in different places. So Austin's ended up finishing second overall, and the checkered flag is being displayed here. Now to turn number 4, Brody Gardner will win the overall and the DP championship. So
Coming to a
congratulations.
stop at the start-finish line, just gonna
55.
roll across it. I don't know if he's waiting for Austin or something like that, but he stopped. There he goes.
There he goes. Congratulations to the 55 of Brody Gardner, your DP and overall IMSA champion. Good job, Brody.
Yeah. Some other drivers just working themselves through. Oh man, what a season, honestly. This has been
I
an
loved
amazing
it.
season, and first time we've ever ran this kind of layout of racing. Of course,
It
endurance.
worked really well, I think.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I'm definitely a fan of this.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I never used to be big on endurance racing, but you know, I watched the Rolex last year and watched it again this year, and I'm a fan now. Honestly, I
Yeah.
like it.
Same here. And of course, three classes all duking it out at once. It's
Exactly.
all really, really fun.
Somebody's going across the
Yeah.
line backwards. I
That's
don't know who that
Ansness.
is.
But yeah, congratulations to Brody Garner as Ansness flips it over. Cap off the season. Amazing.
What a finish!
Yeah, 10 out of 10
And
for him.
I believe Austin Osborne, by getting second overall, will probably be your GTE champion if I had to guess.
Yeah, we'll have to
There
calculate.
he
the
is.
points.
And
In
Corey
meantime-
Charts GT3.
In the meantime, we're going to scoot ourselves to the side and calculate up points. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching the iSCAR Sports Car Championship finale.
North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Expect some fender to fender and even some paint trading going on out there. We've seen it already as Retro 9 gave Jerry Kramer a nudge in the rear end, and now we're seeing some great competition out there between Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott.
The pride of Georgia, Bill Elliott, straining car number 9 to bring it home. 10 car length, Bill Elliott, two-time winner of the Great American Race.
Now the out of fuel Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt is going to win the Trans-South 500, his second win of 1987.
It's going to be a battle for second. Bill Elliott is going to win. Dale Earnhardt is going to finish second. Morgan Shepherd is third. Now it's Dale Earnhardt. But it's Bill Elliott in that T-Bird that's been running faster than anybody all day, and he closes right in behind. Look how close he is to Earnhardt.
Welcome everybody back here live here, running off tonight's event, iSCAR Sports Car Championship, round number 6, the finale race here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, and we crowned our 3 champions. Congratulations to Brody Garner as your DP and overall champion. Josh Patterson, nope, not Josh Patterson. Austin Osborne wins the GTE championship, and Corey H. Hart wins the GT3 championship. And we'll go ahead and drag all 3 of them into the booth, and we'll start off with our winner of Brody Garner. Into the booth he goes. Garner, you got a copy? Hey Brody, it's Ezekiel up here in the MaxspeedTV booth. You got a copy?
Oh no.
Oh,
I hope he's there.
yeah.
I do.
Oh,
There he is.
There he is, Brody. Man, yeah, I wouldn't say really eventful for you, but you came up on top of your team, and that's all you had to do. And you come out not only as a DP winner here for tonight, you're a champion. Congratulations, bud. What does it mean to be a DP and overall series champion here of the series?
It's pretty awesome. I had to put a lot of hours into setup making and practicing and just racing in this league, so yep, it feels good to have it pay off. Great season overall.
Definitely, man. And with you and your teammate Dan Neese, you two dominated the DP field. You're looking to do so coming to the next sports car championship season?
Yes, if we get one, we would definitely bring some more of our drivers, and we would have some Blue Chew domination coming.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that, man. Congratulations, Brody, on a great season overall. What can you reflect off of this season, of course, overall, and look forward to the next one?
Well, the competition when we had it was great, and it sucks we only have 3 drivers for this race and 4 for Road America, but in some of the other races where we had Chris and Derek and Kate McKee and just some of the other guys, it was really fun. I hope we get that in the next series. It was great driving in that series because I got to learn the DP a little better, and I just got to drive that car, so that's what I got.
All right, man. 10-4 Brody Gardner going to round himself up top after starting himself on pole. Well, Brody, congratulations on the win and the championship here for tonight. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here overall as champion?
You guys know this was coming. Blue Chew! Yep. You guys know the deal. Just watch some past broadcasts, you know. Get your PP hard.
All right, man. 10-4.
We're a champion. Blue Chew Americas, baby.
All right. Brody Garner rounds himself as the DP champion here for this one overall. Bud, can't wait to see you come into the next season, man.
Thank you.
That was Brody Garner, and we're going to go ahead and scoot ourselves to the second place. Dewey, go ahead and take this one away. Dan Neese.
All right, Dan, got a copy?
Yo, what's good?
Well, pretty uneventful night for you overall. Of course, had a couple off tracks, and pretty much that did it in for you. But I guess I'll ask you this instead: How do you think your season went overall?
You know, it was pretty sick. Overall, you know, there were a lot of lost chances for points against Brody, but you know, it was good for him, especially him never racing the DP. It was fun seeing him put in hours of practice and me just show up after doing like maybe 6 laps and then being like, all right, fuck it. Let's see if I can beat Brody tonight.
Well, I suppose if there's anybody you'd rather lose a championship to, it's your teammate. So
Absolutely.
I guess if any solace, it's there. But hey, man, you like you said, you still had a pretty solid season overall. I think you picked up a win somewhere. I forget which race it was, but
yeah, Sebring.
Yeah, but definitely, man. Do you have any plans of racing in the fall?
So we're doing the 24 Hours of Le Mans coming up in 2 weeks. And then after that, we recruited Derek and Josh Patterson, JP, to come race in this endurance league with us. So we'll be doing a couple 12 hours, 6 hours, 8-hour races. And then I'll probably run the IndyCar league that Zeke's running. So
Yeah, we saw Josh Patterson running the Blue Chew scheme tonight for the first time. So another part of the Blue Chew posse you guys got going here. Hey, before we let you go, any sponsors?
Oh, looks like a bit of Discord issues, and apologies about that. We'll get ourselves back into the Discord
professional,
ASAP. There I am. Okay. Apologies about
Hello.
that. Dan, you'll probably have to go through your sponsors because my Discord just crashed.
You're all good, bro. Amateur hour, I guess, right, bro? It's
Yeah.
all good. So shout out Blue Chew. You know what I mean? Chew it and fucking do it. You guys already know what it is. Shout out to the whole DP field for just bailing out because they were tired of getting spanked every weekend. So it was pretty cool. They would just have a me and Brody race. Shout out to JP, Josh Patterson, for coming and racing with us. It's glad that we could get him a win. All it took was that secret Blue Chew sauce we got. We're giving it to minors too nowadays. Shout out to fucking shout out to fucking Josh Hansnitz for coming in here. He's all worked up because you're gonna hear about it later in that protest booth for sure. But somebody's being stupid and just backing up into the middle of the track, I guess. So that is what it is. Shout out Jake and all them. And check me out on Twitch, I guess, twitch.tv/0v0dan. I'm streaming a little bit here and there, but now that I'm in a hotel, I can't really stream too often until I'm done with my school. So I'll be streaming the 24 hours of Le Mans and this Saturday doing the 6 hours of Le Mans. So if you're bored, come check it out. Come be a dick rider. Hit me a follow. Get that dick rider emote going. So.
All right, Dan Neese, second place in this race and in overall points. Hope to see you back here for the IndyCar series, like you said, and good luck in the 24 hours.
Thanks, bro. Have a good one.
Same to you.
That was Dan Neese. Gabe Allen is not in the booth.
Fast interviews.
Yeah, Gabe was supposed to be in, but we'll go ahead and interview our GTE.
There's no more DPs to interview. That's it. There's only 3 of them, so.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get in our champion of the GTE into the booth. Hey, Austin, you got a copy?
I do.
Hey, man, not only did you win the GTE race here for tonight, you come out as a championship in the GTE class as well, man. Things just aligned right as Harry and Minshew had some sort of issues. Unfortunately, you capitalized on it, and you won here tonight and come out as champion, man. Congratulations. Any first thoughts reflecting on tonight?
Well, first off, I appreciate it. Went through the practice, and I saw Minshew was in it, and I was kind of waiting on a good battle for tonight. Been a while since I've had it come down to a last race in real life or on iRacing. And then he said he wasn't going to be in it, which was kind of disappointing. And then actually Harry got on the chat and had said that since I had missed Watkins Glen, that I was out of it, and that somebody else said that all he had to do was finish the race or complete 5 laps or something like that. And then lap 2, I was kind of surprised to see him in the pit. And like you said, it worked out. The stars aligned. Had a classic case of driving it into the wall in the first turn, as I usually do, and kind of just drove it back the rest of the race safe, kept it clean, maintained good pace, and brought it home.
Yeah, man, congratulations, bud. Of course, you hit the wall. Did that affect your car overall? But I don't think it did because you were way ahead of where Miller was.
I had, I think it was 35 seconds of optional, which, not too bad, but definitely affected me down the straight. I was watching the Delta the whole time and watching them close in a little bit down the straight and just trying to wheel it through the turns, as the race went on. And fortunately, I had the great help of my spotter DJ in my ear, giving me those great fuel strats, and yeah, it worked out.
All right, man. Congratulations, your GTE champion, Austin Osborne, rounds himself in first place and second overall. But before we let you go, any sponsor you want to thank throughout the season?
Yeah, for sure. Iron Rock Motorsports, big shout out to them. Great paint scheme, great car, great setup. Like I said, DJ is in my ear the whole time, giving me the strategies, and he played a big role in early on in the season for those wins. So yeah, a huge shout out to them. Shout out to my mom, dad. I think they're watching. And yeah, everybody who just kind of helps out with putting this whole thing together.
All right, man. 10 for Austin Osborne rounds himself on top of the GTE pylon. We're gonna go ahead and see come to your next race, but around then, congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thanks for putting this on.
Yep. Austin Osborne in that 121. We'll go ahead and scoot ourselves back into second place. So that number 88 of Nick Miller, and dude, we'll take this one away.
All right, Nick, got a copy? You there? You're like really far away from your mic. I can barely even hear you.
What? Better? Maybe?
Yep.
Okay, much
There it
better. There,
is.
okay, here we go. All right, well, you had a rather eventful night tonight. You ended up, unfortunately, getting involved in a wreck with Harry Grindle and knocked him out of the race pretty early on, but managed to still get second overall in class. How did you think your race went overall?
I don't know. It was pretty bad. I mean, for us it was. We just kept making mistakes, and then listening to Virgie make mistakes too was pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, I knew coming off the grass, I entered back on track in the middle, but I mean, the racing line for that corner, you could see where all the rubbers built in. It's on the far left side of that turn, and you arc it in. So why Harry was on the right side where I was turning back to get out of the way, no clue. I mean, I didn't try wrecking Harry, but Harry just kind of screwed himself by turning back to where I was going. But I mean, you can see even the car after, whoever after Harry was, I think it was Schmidt, or not Schmidt. Whatever the other car was, you saw the line he took. That was the line that I figured Harry would took, like every other car was doing. But instead, Harry screwed himself over, so. Tragic for him. That suck.
Well, you still ended up second in class despite saying your race was terrible, so I guess you didn't end up doing so bad after all, but you know, I guess I'll ask you this way. With the Summer Series 2 coming up, and what are you looking forward to the most in that one?
IndyCar probably. IndyCar. By the way, to everyone watching, we should have a vote. What would y'all think about Monza being on the Super Speedway Series? Huh? Yes, sir.
I'm not the only one saying that. I said the same thing.
Zeke's the only one that's turning down on it.
I'd love to see the Monza
it's on there.
on the Super Speedway schedule for sure.
Oh, it's on there. Okay.
And Coca-Cola.
Shootout.
The
Whenever
shootout.
Coca-Cola
Oh,
comes
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we were talking to Dan Neese. He's looking forward to IndyCar as well. He said he's going to probably run that as well. So that makes two of you guys here so far. Hey, good job on the races you ran this season, and hope to see you back for the rest of this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday and Saturday.
All right, and that was Nick Miller in the number 88. We'll go ahead and drag in our third. No, looks like he's not here. We'll go ahead and drag in Josh Patterson in booth to your GT3 winner. And finally, Josh, about time he made it in victory lane, and you're making a victory lane in here in the finale. How does it feel, bud?
It is about time. It has been a year and 3 months since I've been here on the top step, even though it's not technically the top step, but I beat everyone else that was close to me. So I'll take it as a win, and I'm going to count it as a win. So, yes, finally.
Yeah, man, Josh, I don't know how many times you finished second in the GT3 field, but speaking of second, you finished second in the GT3 championship. How does that feel coming home, in one piece, and solid?
Well, I feel like we definitely would or could have had a chance for the win. It's just Daytona and Sebring really killed us. Where two DNFs, and then the other 4 races were podiums. So besides those 2, I feel like we would have had a shot at Corey. And then I finally got a setup from the Blue Chew guys, so I got to give a huge shout out to them and Dan and Brody and all those guys over there. So they finally hooked me up with a setup. I made a couple of adjustments to fit my driving style, and it was a rocket ship. So we just pulled away from Corey, pulled away from pretty much everybody. I was really pulling for Josh there at the end to try to get around to get around Corey, and then I don't know what ended up happening to him, but it sucked. But I still got on the top step, and I don't know. It's really good for those guys back at Blue Chew Americas. So huge shout out to them, and it feels really good to just finally be back here.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, Josh Patterson and Victory Lane here in the GT3 field. Before I let you go, man, any sponsor you want to thank for this race and the whole entire season?
Well, I got to thank everybody at Nova Sim Racing. They're still my team for all the oval racing, and technically still for this because I don't know, I'm on with them for everything. But yeah, so Endurance Distributions, NTN, Belfour, all those great companies, and then obviously everybody at Blue Chew America, all the sponsors on there. I've only been on there for a week because Dan just sent me a DM after last week, so. It's really good to be with them. So we'll be doing the Le Mans and all the races Dan mentioned earlier. So huge shout out to them. I got to thank you for running this whole thing, you and Dewey for broadcasting it. And I got to thank everybody on track for giving me a great race and a great season.
All right, man. 10-4 Josh Patterson rounds himself on top of the scoring pylon for GT3. We'll go ahead and see it coming for the next season once it comes around, man.
Yep. Thanks, Zeke.
Josh Patterson in the 0-2. We'll go ahead and drag in our champion over on. We will go ahead and take this one away.
All right, Corey, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you clinched the championship before this race even started, so congratulations on your first iSCAR championship. I guess I won't really ask you how your race was since it didn't really matter, but what do you think of your whole season, man?
It was a heck of a season. Coming into this, I had no idea that I would be competing for the championship. And I think Josh would have been right there up with me if he didn't have a few accidents at the beginning of the season. One of those I caused, but unintentionally. But yeah, I think if it weren't for those first two races in his season, he could have been up there. But it was still a great season. Probably about the Monza round was where I looked at the standings and I'm like, wait a minute, I can win this thing. So it just played out right, and yeah, it was fun.
Man, you and Josh
won a championship.
Yeah, you and Josh Anstis had one hell of a battle going in this race. You guys were side by side and on each other's bumpers for over half of that race. That was probably the best battle we saw all night. How do you think you ended up on top of that little battle you guys are going?
Yeah, well, he raced. I'm typically not a very aggressive racer, and he was racing fairly aggressively. So I'm like, all right, if he's going to race aggressively, I am too. And he DM'd me after the race and said it was a good race. So if he was fine with that, I'm fine with that. But yeah, it was a fun battle, and I just tried to defensive driving on road courses. You just got to be unpredictable and don't be too much of an idiot. So I just tried to do something different every time we got near me, and then just try to stay close to him and intimidate him whenever he got in front of me a few times. So yeah, I don't know why, but every time I'm racing with someone, they always seem to, in the end, spin out on their own. Because it happened with Josh at Road America, and then it's happened here with the other Josh. So yeah.
Yeah, we saw you use the headlights like Dan Neese did a lot during this season, but worked out for you in the end. Before I let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here for your championship season?
Well, I guess I've been interviewed enough times to basically, yeah. You've probably already heard me say this every other time. My team, thanks for them to dealing with me going crazy while I'm trying to hang in there. So, other than that, Corey Hart's Media. I guess that's not really. I guess I'm thanking myself, but yeah. And by the way, y'all notice my updated paint scheme that I ran? I ran a gold and silver paint scheme for the championship race, so that was cool.
Yeah, it looked really good on track. We talked about it a little bit during the race, but well, you finished off the season in style. Corey H. Hart's your GT3 champion. Congratulations again, and hope to see you back the rest of the summer series.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, and that was Corey H. Hartz in that number 57. And yeah, I think that'll be it for all our interviews in the top 3 and such. But before we let go of the broadcast here for tonight, the iSCAR Sports Car Championship, we'll be back in a couple of weeks on this time slot. We'll be running the Street Stock Series for Season 10 on this time slot at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
Meantime,
That's pretty crazy. That we've run iSCAR that long that we're already on our 10th season of Street Stocks now. That's crazy, but yeah, thank you all once again for tuning in to what was a very successful inaugural IMSA series here, and be sure to come back tomorrow night as we will be back for the Skip Barber finale at Legacy Silverstone. So be sure to come back and tune in for that championship battle as well.
All right, and we are out. Peace out, and go ahead and tune into Joshua Medlock's stream, and which will go ahead and go on to the they're on a final lap right now. We're probably summing up their Road America race, but in the meantime, we'll see you.
If you go quick enough, you'll get to finish.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.